What's up, everybody? It's your boy Shelton Low, first of his name and TV connoisseur extraordinaire. But you can call me your TV plug, and I'm back yet again today with a story time. Yes, I promised you all that I was gonna do a story time one day, and I kept on circling around it and not doing things, and allowed myself to finally become so behind with my schedule that I created for myself in terms of content creation. And now I'm regretting it. But anyways, you know what? Let's say it's better late than never. So, welcome to a story time. As you have read from the title below, today I'm talking about how 3%, 1, 2, 3, made me lose an opportunity. And which opportunity that is, well, let's grab a snack and settle down, grab a blanket, and let's get right into it, man. Okay, so today's story time is about, well, it's like, let me just tell you, this is during a time in my life where I was going through unemployment. So it was this very difficult, very, when thinking of it right now, like going back in my mind, thinking of it, this was one of those difficult times where it's like the do or die type of situation. It's either you do this or things are gonna get bad. So I was looking for a job. I was job hunting, so I was like actively applying, whether it would be online, whether it be physically going to places and dropping off CVs when I have heard like from somewhere, Buti, there's a job opening here, there's a job opening there. So I was like, this was like after applying online for jobs, like constantly applying and not getting anything. And I was like, you know what? Let me just go to malls because I've done the whole dropping off CVs in companies, and you know what, applying online, continue sending so many emails and so many cover letters and not getting replies in some places, sometimes getting replies and getting that whole sentence, unfortunately we regret to inform you. That whole line is like the worst line anyone could ever get anywhere. I mean, it hurts. It will katamulio, it will bring you down, it will make you feel so bad just reading that line that you know already. It's not, no, you didn't get the job. So it was one morning I woke up like pretty early. I had saved up some money and I was like, I'm going to print out more CVs. Now, if you live around like the Jozi area, internet cafes are everywhere and each of them have their own different prices, right? So as myself, I would like create my own CV. I would use my laptop, I would type out my own CV and do everything and then transfer it into a USB to go and print it out. And then they'll charge you sometimes for printing out things in your USB. They'll put in extra money as if like they wanted you to do everything with them, because they'll say, usually they'll say it's 2 rand, and you go to another place, they'll tell you, no, since you're doing it yourself, wara, printing, ink and whatnot, oh, gonna charge you 3 rand or 4 rand or 5 rand, depending on who's the owner of the internet cafe. So I went, printed out my CVs, and I had taken like, I think I had like around 50 rand. So I printed a quite large number of my CVs, including my document, and printed out my documents, stapled everything together, made it all look nice. Then I put them in my bag. And I was like, you know what? Tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm going to walk to the nearest mall. So I was like, you know what? I woke up the next morning and I was like, I'm going to Kilani Mall. Because it's secluded, it's quite small, it's quite like it's around the Houghton area or Kilani area, Kilani, Houghton, I think they're the same place. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go there. I walked, guys. Let me tell you, I walked. And my flat, like, because I'm like within, okay, at that time, I was within, like, this, I wouldn't say it's the start, further top of Hillbrow. So I walked from Hillbrow to Kilani on foot. I had my, it was around this time. It was around September time. It was around this time. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to Kilani. I'm gonna walk there. So I walked, guys. Let me tell you, the steepness of Kilani, like it has this downhill that goes this way. So it feels way better when you're walking downhill. It feels way better if you like, even the energy will be like you feel nothing. You feel nothing at all. So the night before, I actually had planned that, okay, since I'm going to Killarney Mall, where am I going to go to? So I knew that they had a Woolies there. They had like a quite number of shops. I was like, okay, this is me literally putting myself back into retail, because I have worked in retail before, but that was like on a part-time basis when I was still doing my first year. So I was like, okay, let me just go there and go back to retail maybe. Because like I've been applying, guys. When you're applying, you're completely telling yourself that whatever job you get, that's the one you're taking. Because you need the money. At the end of the day, you need to pay the bills. And then when the bills are not being paid, the stress hits hard. You feel it within that I'm not doing what I'm really supposed to be doing. And like the plans you have set for yourself in your mind, and you're like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, but you can't do it due to there's no money, So your boy walked to Killarney. Sun was it was a bit cloudy, but still warm enough. So I got to Killarney Mall. I went into like a number of shops. Now I went into this one shop which happened to be my favorite. Funny thing, it happened to be my favorite store, because whether we like usually I'd like walk to Killarney, so it's like it wasn't like something new to me. I'd usually walk to Killarney if I like have to go and pay rent and whatnot, which is kind of risky though, because I'm living in quite a very serious crime infested place, if you would say, especially if you know how Hillbrow is, you know what I'm talking about. So I would walk with rent money in my bag and go all the way to Killarney to go pay, which was very risky. But for some weird reason, I always had some kind of weird bravery that I did not understand. So this wasn't like new to me to walk to Killarney. So I'd walk. I walked, got to Killarney, and when I got there, went to my favorite store. Right. For story time's sake, I will call the store, because I don't want the store to hate me, man. Well, it's no longer there at Killarney. The store is no longer there. But I went into the store, and when I got there, I immediately like walked straight up to the guy who was at the tills. I was like, hi, look, I'm here looking for a job, and I would like to see the manager. I was like, oh yeah, she's in today, and let me go get her for you. All right, so dude goes to get the manager. This lady walks out, very serious, very stern face. I tell her, I greet her nicely, like, hi, my name is Shelton. I'm actually here to ask you, okay, I didn't say ask you, but I'm here to inquire if there are any vacancies that are open. I'm actually looking for a job. And this happens to actually be one of my favorite stores within the mall. So I was like, this should be the first place I should come and start. She immediately was like, no, we don't have any jobs. Oh, she was mean. Like, we don't have any jobs. And if we do have any jobs, I can't really tell you. And I was like, can I leave my CV? She was like, no. I was like, wait. Funny thing, not to be petty or anything, this store ended up being closed. So I would kind of say that was God intervening in that situation. Because if I would have gotten the job, the store ended up closing. So I'm not being petty. But, well, karma hit her. Because she was very mean that day. I'm not gonna. Why would you be so mean? I wasn't even defeated. That's the weird part. I was not even defeated at that moment. I was like, okay, it's fine. Let's move along. Walked out of the store. And then I remembered that across my favorite store, there's another store where I usually buy clothes. So I was like, okay, let me go to that store. Walked in again, walked up to the tills, and immediately asked the lady who was there, the cashier. I greeted her because I knew her. I greeted her. I was like, hi. She was like, oh, are you here to pay for your account? I'm like, no, I'm not here to pay for the account. I'm here to ask if the manager's around, because I'm actually looking for a job. And she was like, oh, yeah, she's here. She's at the back. Let me run and go get her for you. So she me got, wow. Oh, she really ran to go get her. And then when she got her, then she was asked, yay. So she went to go get her. And then after that, I got to meet her, this amazing woman. She was sweet, guys. When I tell you someone who's sweet, like she was super sweet. But still, she had to retain that strong persona, that seriousness that she's a manager. So obviously, I greet her, I tell her my name, and I'm like, I'm here looking for a job. Also, if there are any vacancies open, I would really, really, really love to apply. I have like experience here. She's like, no, it's okay. Give me your CV. I give her my CV. She looks over. She's like, okay, cool. You have your matric certificate here. You have um, oh, your transcripts. You have your documents, other documents, my ID copies and whatnot. She's like, okay, cool. All right. Can I take your number down? I was like, okay. I was like, it's already there on the CV. I pointed to her. She's like, cool. I'll give you a call for an interview, and then we'll take it from there. I was like, I walked out super hopeful. Like, I left my CV, in your face, favorite shop across the Don. So I was happy, and I was like, after that, I was like, there's really no need for me to go and throw in another CV at another store or anything. So I was like, let me walk back home because I don't want to end up staying here until late. So let me go. So your boy went. And let me tell you, I got home super happy. I told my mom immediately, told my little sister I was super happy. And then I literally wrote down on my journal diary, whatchamacallit. So every time I wrote down my things, like if I'm planning to do something, I'll write it down there. So I wrote down that, look, this is what happened today, dear diary type of stuff. So I wrote down what happened and everything, and a little mini prayer for myself, And I was like, if it's by your will, God, let it happen. Sharp. Then I think a few days passed. One day, my mom was off during the week for some reason. It was a Tuesday morning. I woke up and then my phone is ringing. My mom answers the phone and it's a lady asking specifically for me. So my mom calls me and is like, someone's asking for you. I answer. She's like, hi. Okay, for story's sake, I'll call this lady Selena. So, hi, my name is Selena. I'm from this specific store. Would like you to come in for an interview today, if possible. We're conducting interviews, and if you could please come to the store at around 12, right? I was like, hypo. Like, imagine guys, imagine. This is like around 8. It was 8 in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning. I immediately was like, you know what? Out of these pajamas, took a bath, got dressed, and I didn't know what to wear. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw on a pair of jeans, this white t-shirt that I have, and what's this thing? My denim jacket. Right? I took another copy of it because I had a lot of copies of CDs. So I took another copy with me, put it in my bag, and I ran, guys. I didn't take a taxi, even though my mom kept on telling me, take money, take a taxi. I was like, no, that we could use that money for something else. So I will run to Killarney because Killarney was, for me, in my walking speed, it wasn't that far. So I ran. Got there in time. I think I left the house at around 9, if I'm not wrong. I was already at the mall. What's this thing? At past 10 or 11, somewhere there. I'm not even sure anymore because it's that long ago. So I got there. When I got there, I was super early, and there were already like 2 people in front of me. Right? So I was like, oh, okay, this is like serious. There's already 2 people in front of me. But apparently there was already a lady within the room who was already being interviewed. So there were actually 3 people in front of me. So I was like, okay, right, this is a real interview. I was even doing a little mini prayer. trying to calm down my nerves to make sure that I'm not nervous. Because one thing, guys, let me tell you, in interviews, they will judge you according to your nervousness. So you have to control your nerves at all times. You cannot walk in there and look nervous. So I was praying, doing a mini prayer to control my nerves. And then, okay, as time went, I saw her, I greeted her. She was like, okay, I'll call you after I interview these two guys. So the other guy went in after the girl walked out. I sat there, songs that were playing in the store were amazing. One of my favorite songs played, got me in a real good mood. And then a few hours later of sitting and watching shoes, even taking photos of things, because I was like seeing nice things. I was like, oh, if I have money, I'll buy this. If I have money, I'll buy this. So, I was in that type of good mood. Then it was finally my turn to go into the interview room. Got in there, she was asking me on things that were on my CV. We really got to talk. She was asking me about my previous experiences and whatnot. It really became nice, and she was asking me how good do I know the store. I was telling her about how the stores, basically the the stores partnerships with other companies and whatnot, because I had really good knowledge and background of the store itself or the company itself. So I was really telling her all that, and she was really impressed. And then she was like to me, okay, you know what? Good news. I really like your energy. I like your vibe. So just know one thing, that if we do hire you, you'll be working on a casual basis, right, for the festive season and whatnot. Because remember, it was already this time of the year, so it was September. So I was like, okay, that's fine, that's sharp. I'm okay with that. And then she was like, okay, now I will call you to tell you when's your second interview date. I was like, oh, both qualified for a second interview. I was super happy about that as well. So I was like, okay. I went home super happy, super ecstatic, over the moon. If I could touch the sky that day, I would definitely touch the sky. Right? Fast forward, I get a call. I think it was the day after, 2 days after my interview, that okay, on such day in October, I forgot even the date. Like, I should have went through my diary. I should have found it and went through it. On such day on October, you are required to go to, I don't know if it's, no, it's not October. It was towards the end of September. I now remember. It was towards the end of September. It was like, what's this thing? You're required to go to Rosebank to meet for a second interview with our, area manager. Yes, right, with our area manager. All right, you need to go there, look presentable. Make sure you pack a calculator and a pen, pencil, just things you'll need, because you'll be also required to write a test. I was like, sure, I'll be ready. Your boy already had planned his outfit. I was like, when I'm gonna walk in there, I wanna own the room, so definitely I'm gonna wear formal, because I'm meeting the area manager, guys. So it's a big deal. Like this, potentially I could get this job. So I was super happy. There I am, preparing each and every single day, wondering, okay, what is this test gonna be about? Right, finally the day came. I think it was a Monday morning. Or was it a Wednesday? I think it was a Wednesday. My brain is telling me it was a Wednesday. So it was a Wednesday. I woke up super early because the interview was at around 10. So I wanted to get there early, left the house at 7, got in, and the taxis to Rosebank were literally downstairs by my flat, like opposite, across the road type of situation. So I was like, sharp. Woke up, got into a taxi, went all the way to Rosebank. When I got there, like, the mall was quiet, guys. You know that you're super early when the mall still is quiet in the inside. Like, it's just a few people walking and some stores are not open yet. So I sat right in front of the store at Rosebank Mall. I sat there in my formal shoes, They were shining. I was wearing these plaid pants, a white shirt, and a pilot jacket. Right? Or was it bomber jacket? Pilot bomber, whatever. I think I'll even put up a photo here. So anyways, yeah, I was right there. I was looking amazing. I was looking in fresh cut type of situation. I had went all out for this one. I even went with another copy again of my CV because it did not go without being fully prepared. You should always be prepared. So your boy, they opened the doors. At first I was on a phone call with my mom, just having a little mini prayer session between us, getting the nerves all together and whatnot. Then got in. Once I was finally in, I don't know why my mic is falling. Feels like it's falling every single time. Keep seeing it here. It's falling. All right. Back to the story. So I finally get in, greet some of the employees. I speak to this other guy who was like doing a flat pack by the men's section. I was like, okay, I'm here to see the area manager for an interview. And he was like, oh, don't worry, brah. It's sorted. Everyone who's here to be interviewed is actually sitting at the back there. So there were actually some people who got there super earlier than me. So I got there, there were a lot of us. There were a lot of different guys and girls. Some telling me that they actually got interviewed at Balfour. Some telling me that they got interviewed right here at the Rosebank store. Some were also telling me that no, I was interviewed at what mall, and I was some what mall. So it was kind of like a whole cluster of whatever Johannesburg. As long as you're close to the Rosebank side or Sandton side, you would come and be interviewed at this specific Rosebank store or branch rather. So yeah, there we are, all sitting there waiting for our times. And I remember I was supposed to be, no man, I remember I also got a second call this other day again that they've changed my time. I'm supposed to be interviewed at 12. So I still regardlessly went early regardless. Which I don't know if it was a bad move on my part. Because I had trust issues. I was like, Hypo, why would they call me and tell me that you're being interviewed at 10, jiggy, now you're now being interviewed at, what's this thing, at 12. So I had weird trust issues, so I went earlier, which I don't know if I shot myself in the foot in that moment. But anyways, I got there. All of us were like dressed up for the occasion. Then they greeted us. They told us, welcome to our store. Okay, all of you are, candidates to apply for the jobs. And we do have openings in each store. So if you pass this test, so you're required first to write a test before the second interview. So to get to the second interview, you need to pass the test. If you don't pass the test, which means you don't get the second interview, it's the end of the road for you. So yeah, everyone was getting anxious, myself included. I was super stressed and whatnot. So yeah, okay, the area manager left. She was this scary whatnot type of woman. I'm not gonna lie, she was giving off scary vibes. Like she did not smile. I don't recall her seeing her smile at all. I don't. I think the assistant manager, not the assistant, the manager of the store, he was a very smile. He smiled. He smiled. Yeah, I saw him smile. But when it comes to the assistant manager, she was this young girl, man. She was this young girl. Anywho, let's get to the part where we're going to write the test. All right, so they tell us, okay, we'll take a few of you at a time. So let's take the first 4, right? So it was these 2 ladies, me, and this other guy who I was interviewed with at Kilani. So who I was interviewed with at Kilani, right? So, okay, we go in. into their, I think it was their canteen or whatnot. When we get there, the space wasn't enough for all of us. So the others stayed in the canteen, and I had to go and write in kind of like this mini office closet look-alike thing. You know, it was giving more of mini office, I guess the smaller office. So I was told, okay, you're gonna sit here and write. I was now super nervous. Now the test paper's right in front of me. They're telling me, okay, you can get your calculator out and whatnot. You have an hour to finish this test. So it includes, it's a maths test with what's this thing, an essay or letter that you had to write, and some few retail questions here and there just to get. So the test was simply an English test. So it was asking you like, what's the meaning of 50% off, and then to give you like options. So it's multiple choice, and then you had like a maths part. The maths part, like you had to calculate percentages. Guys, in. So the testing is a percentage maths test which included calculating percentage, and then after that it was the letter. So it was a 3-part test. So first up, you do the multiple choice, asking you like what's the meaning of 50% off? What's the meaning of what's this thing? If you buy these 3 and you get 1 for free. I'm trying to just give you an idea of what the test was. Right, so but calculating percentages. I didn't tell you what's this thing. So what you may call it, the pass mark of it. So in order, the pass mark was 75%. So you had to get either 75% and above to pass the test. If you get anything below that, so okay. English part, easy stuff, was not difficult at all. Right, essay writing, I literally wrote a letter to my friend. So the question was, you're writing a letter to your friend that you finally gotten a job at this specific store. Tell him how you feel about the situation. So I wrote a letter to my friend to tell him that, yay, your boy got a job, wada. I think it was supposed to be not longer than 100 words or whatnot. Typical like type of what's this thing? English exam in high school type of situation, Okay, the maths part. So I was calculating percentage. Now, when you calculate percentage, you first have to minus that amount from the you have how you calculate it, times it over 100, and then you minus the answer. You minus the percentage from the answer, or the answer from the original number. Maths is a lot, guys, but you know how to calculate percentage. So I forgot to do the minusing part a lot in most of them. So only when I was done writing and I left the room. Mind you, I was alone in this whole room. I could have connected to the Wi-Fi. I could have gotten the answers of this test. I could have cheated. But what did I do? I did not cheat. I became an honest citizen and continued writing without ever touching my phone. And when I tell you I was alone in this room, I was alone for a very long time. They would come and check up on me, but it would be like hours where they're not checking up on me. And I had my phone in my pocket. Did I use it? No, I did not. So, all right, the majority of us are done writing. We're all sitting outside waiting for the results, all nervous as hell. Assistant manager comes up, young girl, like, yeah, that type of person. She walks in, she's like, okay guys, I'll call out your names and I'll tell you if you made it or not. She calls up this other girl at first. She's like, hi, for story's sake, I'll call her Elsie. So Elsie, okay, you didn't make it. And then she shows her mark. It's like, yeah, but thank you for coming. Girl walks out. Then she calls me. She's like shouting, I'm already sweating. Already, I've spoken with the guy who we both got interviewed at Kilani, right? He's telling me that how I was supposed to calculate percentage. I'm already like, I didn't do that. Now I'm panicking. I'm like, guys, it's going down, it's going down. And I could already feel that it's going down. Girl walks up to me and she's like, okay, Shelton, you got 72%. And as you know, the pass mark is 75. So unfortunately, you did not make it. My heart, guys, my heart. It, that day, I wish I wanted to fast forward everything. I just looked at my paper. I was proud. I was like, okay, at least I got 72%. Way better than. I was close, but not close enough. So yeah, boy ended up going home. I immediately called my mom when I walked out of the store, and I was like, "Hi, mom, it's not happening." So I got home. Usually, I'm a person who's like, when I get sad, I get very sad. So I would like go mute and stuff. But this time around, I didn't go mute. I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna take a nap. I'm just gonna sleep, and when I wake up, I'll be fine. And I did that. And when I woke up, I told myself, nope, back to the drawing board. We are looking for another job. We've got no time to wallow in pain and sorrow and whatnot. Instead, we're going to go into another mall and try again. Stupid of me, I chose to go to Rosebank and try to apply at the same store again. Which they took my CV, but they never called me. So yeah. And I applied at some other stores there. Some told me go apply online, which when you hear them tell you that go apply online, hey, I don't advise it. Hey, there are some stores that literally do follow-ups and check their online thingies, but there's some that they don't. Again, talking from very serious experiences. So yeah, man, literally 3%, just a simple 3 made me lose that opportunity, and your boy ended up not getting that job. I would have loved it. I think because it was like a walking distance from home, man. I would have just been like to work, and then but coming back, obviously I would have taken a taxi, but taking taxis was so easy, so I would only take one taxi. And if I were to like knock off super early, I was just gonna walk home. There was really no need for me to like take a taxi because it was that close to home. I would have saved up a lot of money. But anyways, man, you look back at it and you go like, yeah, you go, you learn, and you do better. I always look back at it and go like, one thing, whenever I get a chance to do anything, I must do it to the fullest. I should not. That's why now, if I'm ever gonna write an exam, I'm never gonna make a mistake. I'll never forget. Like you're one of maths, guys. Maths. Maths is maths, guys. I'm done. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it interesting. Ah man, just thinking about it right now is like, yeah, man. Yeah. We live. Yeah, we live, man. Anyways, don't forget to drop a comment and like. Tell me about your experience if you have also been in a situation where just few marks literally cost you something, and you look back at it now and you're like, ah man, I could have done this or could have done that, or you have forgiven yourself and you're like, yeah, well, what's gone, it's gone. We move regardless. And see you in my next video, man. I will definitely see you in the next video.